And I would say another player that we haven't talked about much, obviously Shar is back, is, in my opinion, Nicholas Pope, because he is doing. A lot of people say, we're not there. Well, you say we're not in the Man City levels. Yeah, obviously we're not. You're right, but he is doing what a big team goalkeeper needs to do every game, which is Man City are not going to get attacked most games. They're just going to be chilling, attacking themselves, not really receiving most. Well, they do, but not for the most part. They are the ones doing. They're the ones controlling the game. In a big team, you need a goalkeeper that would probably fall asleep for majority of the game, but will make that one or two saves to just keep you in the game or help you win the game. And it's hard because these goalkeepers for these big teams usually don't get a lot of attacking towards them. They're just spectating the game for the most
Mm.
part. And I think that Pope now has been in that position where he nothing, not much is happening. Although we're not playing great, not much is happening, and then he gives you one or two, three saves per game that are clutch, that are
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
And yesterday, one by that shot by Cunha was a great and unbelievable, and he died for that one. And what an unbelievable block!
yeah, yeah.
So he's not getting a lot of praise, which he should. Obviously, Barnes is going to lead that, but I think that we can't forget what Nick Pope is doing at goal. You know,
I think the problem is like I said, there was a couple of little things that Pope did on Sunday that obviously went by the by. If you remember the instant shot from Cunha that looked like it was sneaking in on the near post, that he just literally put his hand up because everybody was saying, well, I think we said, did that hit the post? If you look at the slow mos on that, it was a save. It was an instinct save, and he does things like that without even a mention. Uh, we all know that what Pope can give us as a keeper with his hands and his athleticism. The biggest problem with Pope, as we know, it's on the floor. It's the distribution to players, and even though he tells players where to go, when he tries to kick to them, even at distance, especially if he's going to the outskirts of the pitch, he kicks it out for a throw in, and it's like I said, it always brings a bit of a cloud over what his ability is, and it's a shame because if you did the simple things and did the basic things, you wouldn't even be thinking about it.
yep, yep. So don't forget about Nick Pope. All right. So oh yeah, I did have this set up, which I don't know if we which it was, because people did debate and have been debating, and we had a few panelists come up with Dubravka and Nick Pope, and if Dubravka trying to make a case for Dubravka. Um, but I did have this comparison, but it wouldn't be fair. It really wouldn't be fair on SofaScore because this year Dubravka hasn't played at all. I don't think.
No,
And last year Pope didn't play much. So, well, I mean, a good half. So I guess we could do that comparison. But I think really there's no point, is it? I mean,
yeah. I mean, Pope's our number one, Dubravka's our number two,
yeah,
and like I say, for me, I don't think apart from potentially against Wimbledon and the early stages of the cup competitions against lesser sides, I don't think you'll see anybody else even get anywhere near. I think it'll be Pope all the way in the Premier League if he stays injury free and fit. And I'm hoping the anchor that he's now got in his shoulder is solid. And obviously, the confidence that he gets from that going forward will only aid him mentally because there's nothing worse, like I say, when you've got an injury like he has, when you're using that body part continually to have that niggling in the back of your brain. But for what I've seen so far, he seems to be dealing with things really good. I mean, yeah, I suppose, like I say, I criticised him for his slight error. I know you justified it a little bit when he played against Spurs and Dan Burn scored the own goal. I thought he could do better. You thought he was trying to push it out of play. And that's what I'm saying. The biggest problem with being in goal is if you make a mistake, it often ends in a goal. So that's the other thing. It's like I said, there is nobody to blame, and you know there was a comment you saw earlier where we said Longstaff lost the ball at the edge of their their penalty box and we conceded. That's got nothing to do with Pope. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. It's about percentages and then playing the right ball at the right time and got behind us. So it is very small margins that win or lose your games. And we've got to start finding these margins to continue this form.
Thank you so much to Brent Bond for becoming a member. You know, we need those members, so stay tuned for member content, member only content. Appreciate that, mate. And you'll be able to watch everything that we have because a lot of the shows after they're live, they go to the members vault. And so, but thank you so much for that and appreciate your support, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, all right, so let's go with Alan Shearer's comments. I mean, on this podcast, the rest is football. You know, they were talking about it, of course, and they were talking about Newcastle playing well and actually winning, not playing so well, but winning, which is important. Um, and he talked about Gordon in the middle. You know, quote, he said Gordon went down to the middle today because Isak came off at halftime. So if he can find a way to get both of those in the team, don't know what he meant by both of those. Uh, Gordon went down the middle today because Isak came off at halftime. So if he can find a way to get both of those in the team, when asked by Lineker, there was a big advert in the middle, so you know I thought that was it. When asked by Lineker how he would set up the attack, Shearer replied, "Probably Gordon on the right if Isak is going to be fit. I know Wilson has been injured and he hasn't appeared this season yet." But probably Gordon on the right and then Barnes on the left, and the left hand side, and Isak down the middle. I mean, that's really good, a really good front three, says Alan Shearer. And we've talked about it earlier on, but obviously when Alan says it, it's it comes down with a heavyweight. In again, we just going over the same thing. I think it's right. You know, I think he's right. It needs to be Barnes, Isak, and Gordon on the right.
Mm.
Is that what you
There's
had as
no
well?
argument. Yeah, I mean, there was a press conference with Alan Shearer when he was it was Star Sports, it was Star Premier, I think it was Star Premier Sports, where he's literally just talking about how by starting them top three and all of the panelists. There was Glenn Hoddle, there was Wrighty, and Alan Shearer, and they all said, it's a formidable three.
Right.
One's got pace, one's got great finishing ability, and the other one will, can score goals from anywhere. Um, and we always say the biggest problem is if it doesn't work when they're uh, doing the job, what do you replace them with? And that's where we become a little bit unstuck at the minute. So from that aspect, we've just got to try and make a. I think Chris is having issues with.
Yeah, there
Oh,
we
yeah,
go.
you go. You've put your camera back on. You're on your proper camera. Your proper camera.
Yeah, Proba.
And that's it for me. You can't argue with what he said. Start with your strongest front three. But like I said before, who do you put on if it ain't happening? Because we have nobody to replace them. I mean, Willett can play up on the left hand side. I agree with you. But then we lose that momentum from midfield. So it's like I said, at this present moment in time, we're a growing team, but we need to have that quality on the bench to go like for like when we come to replacements.
Yeah, that is true. On Sky Sports as well, former referee Dermot Gallagher
Yeah,
reviewed controversial calls in this game, which were only a few. So it's good to just review those real quick. The incident where the ball hits the Wolves defender Craig Dawson's arm, but no penalty given by the referee. Neither does VAR. Ask him to go look at the replay of the incident. Dermot says correct decision is if you watch it, it comes off arm Dawson's arm own body, bounces up,
yeah,
hits Dawson's
and
arm.
deflecting. That's
So
right.
there you go. On the second one, Jason Tyndall is booked by the referee after picking a ball up and passing it to Joe Willock for a quick throw in. He also says it's a correct decision. Only the players can get the players off the cones.
That's right.
Um,
And it
Jason
would have been
wanted
a
to get
foul
it.
throw as well if he hadn't have got booked. Do you know that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
Willock had 2 feet off the floor when he threw the ball back in. So it would have been a foul throw, and again, it would have been given to Wolves. So I suppose the yellow card for Mad Dog was a blessing.
Heck yeah. Remember the tickets for Everton are sold out. And when do we play Everton, man? That's when do we play Everton, but they are sold out. Wait,
Yeah, it's to say that's a while yet, isn't it? It's October.
the Magpies the final trip to Goodison Park on Saturday, 5th of October.
Yeah,
They're sold out. Jeez, man, we're sold out that
it
far.
depends on how many they've given us, but it wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me. What's Beer Viking saying? We have breaking news. What's that all about, guys?
Where's Brie Wagon at? I don't know where Brie Wagon's saying.
Yeah,
Oh, we have breaking news. There you go. Don't know. Don't know what's going on, beer. You tell
give
me.
us a shout, buddy, for something that we need to look at quickly while we're on air.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see.
But yeah, if you're planning to go on the Everton thing, uh, the Mighty Wind's English hat, the Mighty Wind has landed. Oh, there we go. Mighty
Oh,
Wind
there you
has.
go.
How do you know, by the
Safely
way?
landed. I'm going to say,
How do you know? We don't know.
yeah, he must be Wynn's butler.
Exactly, man. He's Mighty Wind's biggest fan. I did want to play. I did want to play a cool clip of a quick interview um, that Tonali did with Sky Sports. Did you watch that?
Yeah, very interesting.
Interesting. Obviously, he, but I'm surprised of his English, to be honest. Really,
Yeah, yeah.
really,
It's coming on. It's
it's
coming on.
coming on. It's coming on. He says people instead of person, but we get the point. Or you'll get the point when you watch this.
Eddie Howe mentioned that you were dealing mentally well with it, that you were mentally in a good place. So how was it to deal with everything that happened, the fact that you needed to address something, and also not having football, which was always such a big part of your life.
Yeah, it's 90% of my life. When I come in the training ground, I am the same people with the gaffer, with the staff, with my teammates. And before this 10 months, before the last year, I don't know, but it's a little bit different because I was another people. I was two different people in my life and in the football, and now I am only one people, only one. I don't know, one people in the football, one people in the life. And when I speak with the gaffer, I am Sandro. When I play, I'm Sandro. When I come back in Italy, I'm Sandro. I understand this in the last year and this 10 months.
There you go. Obviously, basically saying that before he felt like two different people, um, and now he feels like just one. So we needs to be on the team, man. I think he'll be a really great addition. He already is, but you know, to be part of this team, I think he's crucial. All right.